Hello, thank you guys. It's Shinobi Signals. This is going to be my first how-to video on the Bollinger Bands. I'm going to be going over the first set, which is going to be the Bollinger Bands, since those are available to everyone and you do not have to purchase them from anyone or anywhere. These are completely free. These are these three lines you see here depicted on my graph. So I'm going to actually go ahead and show you guys how you can use these to your advantage. So the way you play these, right? This middle one is the 20-day moving average, but this is what usually acts as an intraday support. So if the stock is trading from the middle band to the top band, it means it's in an uptrend. If it's trading from the middle band to the bottom band, it means it's in a downtrend. That's how I use it for intraday. I don't use this often on the 4 hour. I use it on the 1 hour and 5 minute the most. So to get started, how do you play with the Bollinger Bands? How are you able to tell when a stock or when you should, short the stock or, go long on the stock? So for me, what I usually look for is I look for a pinch. And that's a very vague term that I use, but what a pinch essentially is where the Bollinger Bands come up and create this arch that slowly goes in and pinches into the stock. So right there you guys can see it arches in, pinches, and then this right here where it starts to go arch out again is where I call the disbursement. So pinch, disperse, and the stock is usually making a bigger move. So you guys can see this every time the stock makes a large move, the Bollinger Bands will actually come through pinch. As you can see, it pinches right here, and then it pinches right here. Usually they're in correlation. Once they pinch, you can see once it starts to disperse, the stock is making a larger move. So how would I go about playing this? So when the Bollinger Bands, right here, first pinch and then disperse, I see that it gets rejected at the top Bollinger Band and then falls under the 20-day moving average, which tells me it's at a downtrend. So once it goes down, what I would do is I would actually play a put option on this, which was Baidu on Friday. It was following a downtrend. The market was in a downtrend. So I would have played the downside and not the upside here. So once I found this bottom here and I saw that it actually crossed above the 20-day moving average, the middle band, which it hadn't done all day, I would actually switch to the long side, the call side, and see, okay, it broke above. The Bollinger Bands are pinching. They're starting to disperse. It could make a larger move. So right around this disbursement, right around here is where I would have entered after it used the 20-day moving average as a support right there twice. You could have entered right there. So around 244, and it ran to the top Bollinger Band multiple times. You could have saw at 253 or hit highs of 260. And then usually when I go to sell is when the Bollinger Band start to show signs of pinching again, as you can see right there. So you would have caught this to here. So a $20 move on a stock like Baidu. So let me show you this on how this looks on an uptrend. So we'll just move on to Tesla. We'll look for a day where it opened up with an uptrend right off the bat. This is where you usually want to play. You see it pinch we see a pinch on the Bollinger Bands right in pre-market and starts to disperse. We see that it actually, it creates these big moves, and the Bollinger Bands are tight, which shows that the stock is, very indecisive and it's squeezing, which is indicated on the TTM squeeze, which you guys will learn in the next how-to video. But for now, we're just watching this. The tighter the Bollinger Bands are, you think of it as a rubber band, right? The Bollinger Bands are like rubber bands. The tighter they are, and when that Bollinger Band snaps, or that rubber band, when you keep stretching it, just snaps, that means that it's going to hurt more, right? It's going to hit your skin, it's going to hurt, it's going to sting. Same with the Bollinger Bands. The tighter the Bollinger Band is, when it makes its move, it's going to be a pretty big move. So as you can see, the Bollinger Bands got very tight around 289. You can see it fell below, went right back above the 20-day moving average right in the first 20-30 minutes of the market. It's normal for that to happen, but you see this pinch happening here and here, and then you see this break above, use that 20-day moving average. It was trying to get to it, kind of used that support, didn't really touch on it, and then just shot up. And right here on this pinch right there, you can see the disbursement happening right here and here. You could have entered there and just ran it up from 295, and then it went all the way to 720. So from its initial 689 to 720, what's that, like a $30 move? You could have just played it with the Bollinger Bands. So now let me move on to a stock like SPY. on how you could have actually played Spy on these big drops like this, or these big bounces like this. As you can see, first thing you notice, it's gonna pinch and disperse, and we go back here, it's gonna pinch and disperse, and you can always tell which way it's going to go. If it's above the moving average, it's usually going to signify an uptrend happening. If it's under the moving average, it's going to signify a downtrend happening. So if it's under this, it's usually going to fall, and if it's above that and it pinches and disperses, it's usually going to be above. So that was my quick little how-to video on how to use the Bollinger Bands. I actually use these on stream all the time, so twitch.tv/Shinobi Signals. If you guys want to get access to the algorithm that I use, you can, I'll link it somewhere in the comments, maybe samuraialgo.com. This TTM Squeeze Pro will be made available to everyone as well. That will be my next video. Again, I just want to thank you guys for 4,000 followers within a week. That was amazing. I'm really glad you guys enjoyed my DD reports, and just DM me with any questions you guys have. I answer all DMs. It could be about the stock market, you know, it could be anything. Just DM me and I'll answer your question as soon as I can. Sorry if I started a lot during this video. This is my first time doing something like this. Yeah, but I'll be showing you guys more examples of this pinch and disperse method on the Bollinger Bands. More you know, on my Twitch streams and stuff.